Like in the same height, kind of.
Yes, you're also not so tall.
Yeah, not so tall, but average in a body.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Unseen, a space where we get to talk about the parts of our Christian journey that I barely talked about. I'm MARTI, remain your humble host. Our guest for today's episode is a Christian and a socialite. Actually, I will leave her to say a lot about herself, but her name is Drucella. Welcome, Drucella.
Hello, hi everyone. Like she said, my name is Drucella. I usually go by Drew, and I'm very, very happy to be here at the Unseen podcast. Actually, I am a podcaster myself. I have my personal podcast called The Unfiltered Podcast, and it's very humbling and very nice to be hosted on another podcast because I'm usually used to hosting other people. So it feels nice. It feels nice to be a guest on a podcast. And yeah, if I could say, yes, I am a child of God. I am a Christian. I work in operations and leadership. But I work a lot in sports as well. My friends like to say you'll see me in a little bit of everything. I'm a very spontaneous person, but I mainly work in the sector of marketing, leadership, and operations. And yeah, that's the little I can say about myself. And yeah.
She's a Rwandan too.
Yes,
well.
I'm Rwandan. Yes, born and raised. Yes.
Okay. So before we get into the serious conversation for today, I want us to warm things a bit. I have a game for you.
Oh my God.
I trust you.
All right, let's
So I will
it.
give you a letter, and you're going to name 5 things that starts with that letter. And guess what? I'm using your initial, D. So you're going to name a country that starts with D, a food or drink, an animal, or profession, and an object.
Okay, so country that starts with D, Denmark. Food that starts with D.
Food or drink, yeah.
Food.
Food or drink.
Drink. Drink. Wait, no, let me see. D?
Yeah. Or a
Da-
snack.
A snack. Doritos.
Okay.
Doritos. And then
Animal.
Dinosaur. The extinct. Doesn't matter.
Bro, I was going to say dog, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm doing the dinosaur. And then you said profession, doctor, of course.
And an object.
An object. An object. Digital camera. I'm sorry, I'm overthinking it, but what were you
Desk.
Desk.
Because we're
It's fine, guys.
I was looking expecting you to struggle too, so anyway, you did a great job.
Yes.
But how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I'm very grateful. It was kind of my resting weekend because I got the chance to participate in the BAL. So it took most of my time in the end of May. So the beginning of June was kind of like my resting phase. And yeah.
That's nice.
How about you? How was your...
It was fun, yeah. I visited a friend, so it was fun. Mostly I just spend my days indoor if I have nothing doing. But it was
Can
quiet.
never
and
be me.
Oh, really? Girl, I'm so sick
always
and tired.
outside.
I want to be you so bad. All right, so now that we have broken the ice a little, let's get into the real reason why we are here. But let me start with something shocking. Actually, I don't know whether a lot of people know this, but I used to play basketball.
What?
Yeah. So I don't want to
For
say...
how long?
Okay, here's the thing, right? I wouldn't say I was like, I knew a lot about it, but I was learning. And I was like passionate about it. But I had to stop due to some health reasons. Yeah, so I had to stop. I even had an x-ray. I'm telling you, girl.
That's the story of almost every...
Yeah, so I had to stop. So I was kind of into sports. So, and I know that you are into sports.
Yes.
You like
I
sports.
love sports, y'all.
Yeah. So I'm just curious that as a lady who's passionate about sports, I always see your Instagram stories. You're always
sports.
doing some BTS. Have you ever felt underestimated because you're a lady, or is it because of your height or your belief as a Christian? Have you ever?
Yes, 100%. First being the fact that sports is a male-dominated area, like it's men all the way. So that itself makes it like I want to. You feel outnumbered in the sense that there's not a lot of women in sports, or at least on the field, right? So starting with basketball, I remember the first camp that I participated in. Actually, that's the being a woman is the thing that made me be involved in sports, because there was a camp and there was only one girl out of all the boys. There was only one girl, and that was one of the facilitating females there. And they were like, you know what, can you pair up with her, because she can't pair up with the other guys because they're stronger than her. So she wouldn't. So that was my main involvement in sports. And even like with flag football, like if you know flag football, if you know what's flag football, there's always guys. It's usually guys. And oftentimes you get so intimidated. You're like, I made the pact to myself that I'm never gonna play sport like basketball with boys if it's something serious, just because, not because it's anything deep, but I feel like I don't play to my full potential, because these are guys, they play differently, their strength level, their speed level. Like if I'm gonna do something, I have to feel like I've put my all, but you can't put your all if you're playing with people who are much stronger than you, who are faster than you. So I definitely, not even aside from being a woman, like I'm, as much as people might think I'm not as athletic as you think, y'all. Like, I know you guys probably see me and you're like, oh, just I'm not athletic. And, you know, sometimes I feel like I don't do that. I don't play or participate to my full potential because I'm not athletic enough for the sport. But overall, we're moving. It's not going to stop us.
It's not going to stop the passion.
No.
Yes, it's interesting because when people hear about sports, they think about men, because it's male-dominated career. And I watched this interview of a well-known dancer. She's Endurance. I don't know whether you know her.
Sorry?
Endurance.
No. Oh, Endurance Grace. Yeah. Yes, I know her.
So she was into sports. So like dance was the second thing that she was more passionate about. And according to the interview, she spoke about sexual harassment. Like she would literally, play with those guys, but the coaches, the guys, they were making some advances at her and everything. So I'm like,
that is so real, girl. Let me tell you, like as a female who works in sports, it's kind of like, because men are not used to women in sports, so when they see that, it's kind of like an opportunity for them to hit on you, and it gets, I mean, like obviously everybody has the right to approach someone they find attractive or they want to speak to, but at the same time it just gets very uncomfortable, because the first thing they see is not, oh, she's very athletic, oh, she does this, it's, oh my god, she's pretty, let me approach her, let me talk to her. And it gets very frustrating and annoying, and it's like, like I'm like, bro,
I'm just here to play,
like I'm just here to play, like you, like let's not. It gets very uncomfortable. So I definitely understand her. Like there's points where like it becomes too much where you feel uncomfortable. Like it's,
so you've been in such situation,
girl, not once, not every, low key every time.
That's crazy.
Low key, like every time, like, you know, when there's like situations where you're in a big space where there's a lot of male athletes, in sports in general, you get hit on a lot. Not like I'm blaming the people, but it just gets uncomfortable.
Because you're a lady, they
exactly.
Just look
and
down
because
on
to them, there's not a lot of women. So when they see that, it's like an opportunity, I would say. So it gets uncomfortable to a point, but usually, like, what I usually do is communicate that
no, I'm not here for that, bro.
Like, I'm not here for that. Respectfully,
no
let's keep things exactly. Let's keep this like your homie. I'm just here to play like everybody else. Yeah.
How does it feel like playing with boys?
I mean, it does ego boost, because like if you see a girl who's used to playing with guys play with girls, they're usually better because they've built that endurance. Like if you have to play with men, you kind of have to like man up and be better, be like work 10 times hard to be on the same level as them. So it's always nice to see that you can beat a guy's team if you put in the work.
I'm just imagining with those tall guys, bro.
I know, and mind you, I'm like 5'3". So it's
I think we are like in the same height, kind of.
yes, you're also not so tall.
Yeah, also top or average in a body.
Yes.
But yeah, but I don't know what I'm ever gonna do basketball. I love the game.
You should. You should.
I
I
don't
want to
know.
see
I
you
just
play.
feel like I don't know. I don't think I have the passion anymore for it. It was when I was
Maybe you need
growing
to
up.
play again and see.
I don't even know now that I need glasses to see.
Oh yeah.
So
Damn.
that's one of the health issues actually. Yeah. So I don't know whether
Because I
I can
usually
give
see
it a shot.
them the professional
one-
players wear.
It makes me look too nerdy.
Exactly, like I'm trying to be a baddie on the court.
Yeah. But a body can see.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
So one thing I have noticed in our Christian communities is that there is this one conversation that is not often, accepted, kind of, is about church hurt. It's deep. Would you say it's something common in Rwandan churches?
Oh yes, like yes.
So it's not just my country, yo.
Yes, it's
everywhere.
I feel like it's pretty common in especially like with African. Like I feel like a lot of times we mix culture into religion. Like maybe because most of the times people will mistaken your norms at home or in your neighborhood or in your culture with what God said. So there's a lot of times where people have stepped out of their comfort zone in terms of culture. Maybe in your culture, you're usually not used to piercing. They don't pierce themselves or they don't do different colored hair. So when you do it, they make it seem like God doesn't like people with dyed hair. Then they end up feeling like they feel put on the side. They feel marginalized simply because they've gone out of their culture. So church hurt is very common and it's not unspoken of, especially as Christians. Like these people are hurt because of how the church misrepresented God. And as much as people like to blame church hurt people, they're like, no, it's not God who hurt you, it's people. But it's like we are ambassadors of Christ.
Yeah.
And how can someone go to church if you who believes in
we
God, we are the church, exactly. So the church is not the building, the church is us. So if before the person goes to the house, the building, they have to see you first. Like before they encounter the walls, they have to encounter you, the church, the body of Christ. So when you misrepresent God, obviously I 100% wouldn't blame them for thinking, oh, that's how they all are. Yeah.
Anyways, I would have said that I wasn't expecting that because I know Rwanda to be a country where the people are just cool, calm, quiet.
I mean, yeah, we
Yeah, girl, you guys are quiet. Like in Liberia, bro.
Okay, we're very conserved. We're
Yeah.
very conserved. We're very big on looking like you're very calm.
Yeah.
But someone can calmly church hurt you. Actually,
Yes,
most church
that's
hurt
true.
people are just
It doesn't
being
have to be
silent.
loud.
It doesn't have to be, hey, you, why do you look like that?
Eh.
Why? It can literally be, she just walked in. She just
Like,
have you
who's
heard?
that?
Like silently gossiping about someone. Like there's so many ways people have been church hurt. You may have church hurt person by not saying anything, by just simply the way you act towards them, the way the expressions, like making them feel like they're less than simply because they don't look the way you want them to look.
Yeah. I think this is something that needs a bit of attention because I've heard stories of people leaving churches due to disappointments, leadership challenges, and farmers. Whole lot of things. We are Africans and all of that. Why do you think? Why do you think this topic is avoided in a lot of Christian spaces?
I think usually as human beings, it's very easy. It's actually the first resort to point fingers to someone else. When it comes to church hurt, it makes you rethink and wonder, what if I am the one who made this person not come to church? Because a lot of people like to think of themselves as the good ones, as the saints. Oh, I'm Christian. How can I? So that makes you think as a person. You're like, maybe I may have been the reason why someone didn't want to come to church the next day. Like it leads to self-evaluation, which a lot of people avoid. Conviction. Like you don't want to think of yourself as the bad guy. So a lot of people don't want to admit that it is because of you misrepresenting God. It is because of you bringing your emotions into this. It is because of you. So a lot of people don't want to think of themselves as the bad guy and also think of the church as the bad guy. So that's why they avoid it. But I don't think that should be the case. Like, there's a lot of cases where people have been church hurt. There's people who have sworn never to go back to church because of an encounter they had with someone. And we need to remember that we are Christians. Like, Christ is in the Christian. Like, you have to represent who you have believed, who you have known. And if you fail to do that, do not expect people to want to know him because you have misrepresented him. Yeah. There's a scripture that says, let your light shine before men so that they may give glory to your Father in heaven. So it's a process. You do something and then glory goes to God. So when you fail to do something, when you shame the Lord, the shame goes to the Lord anyway. So we need to be very careful about what we say and do as Christians.
Yeah, that's the reason why a lot of people leave the church and then they go and form their own churches. But I feel like not everyone is called to be pastors. But anyway, that's a story.
Another episode.
But sometimes I wonder whether we'll get to a point where people could just honestly express themselves, like talk about their disappointments and hurt in church and all of that. Let the church create that safe space where we get to talk about these things.
Like, if someone is even church hurt, they say it, because some people are scared because how dare you say the church? I will be judged. Like, exactly, like you're saying the church is like, because the church is deemed as saints. At least that's how we're supposed to be. But sometimes that's not the case. So someone isn't comfortable saying that the church is the one that hurt them.
Okay, well, this is something very deep. I
feel like this would need a whole other episode for itself.
Sure, because it's something very serious. There are people, even in the church, they are not like speaking to each other. They are keeping malice and all of that. Oh, God help
Lord
us.
help. No, could you
have mercy.
It's that serious. Like, Lord help us, because now sometimes I understand Paul when he wrote the letters, like telling the church, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because it's just like, we are the ones who are supposed to display love, display kindness, and more discipline. And we're not saying we're better than
others.
Others. Like, each one of us has areas where they lack, but let's really love one another and just not judge, because it's all about relationship and not religion. If someone is a certain way, like, let them explore God. Let God be the one to change them, because even us, the way we are, it's not by our own selves. It's by God's grace, and it's not something we put in the work for it to happen. It's God who transformed us as we drew near to him. So we need to stop judging people. We need to stop being, do this, do that, do this, do that, do. No, you're not supposed to do this. Like, that's not our job.
Like spiritual giants.
Exactly, like police officer, spiritual police officer.
Jesus deputy. Okay, I see.
Oh my God.
Okay, back to the sports topic, Sports betting. Whether it's winners, whether it's betting apps or different betting platforms or prediction of games. It's something very common among young people. Not even just Christian or young people here, right? And even the old people are also doing it. So from your perspective, do you think sports betting falls under the category of gambling? Would you classify as gambling?
Low-key, yeah. Low-key. I feel like I'm saying that because it creates it has the same pattern. Like with gambling, you gamble, you win, you won't stop, because we're built, like, you'll be like, if I've won this much, how much more can I win?
You want more.
You will want to get more. And when you fail, you're like, okay, I failed this time, but if I do it again. And that's the same with betting. When you bet and win, you're like, this actually works. Let me do it again. And then you fail, and then you're like, I lost. Like, it has the same kind of pattern of like addiction and like wanting to stay doing the same thing over and over again to get like something out of it.
That's interesting. So would you say it's a sin?
A sin?
A sin. Or maybe it's more of a personal conviction.
Okay. I'm going to speak as Drucella according to what I've seen and what I've known from my perspective, from what I've known, experience, and with how far I've come with my relationship with God. This is the knowledge that I have. I've realized, again, too much of anything is bad. Like, when you bet, like, you're setting yourself up for addiction. not a lot of humans have self-control. I feel like betting falls in the same category as alcohol. It falls in the same category as some of these things that require self-control. Otherwise, you will fall into a ditch. So I would advise not to do it at all, because I'm very big on not giving the devil a foothold. Because the second you do betting and you win, you're giving the devil a foothold to take over your mind. It will take over your mind. That's what you're thinking about most of the time. You're going to be watching the game, trying to see what you can predict. So it's one thing that leads to another. Like, you won't start thinking, oh, I'm going to be a sports betting addict. No, it's going to start as something simple and then turn into something bad. So for me, what I would say is, it's one of those things that people barely control themselves on, and I would advise you not to do it at all. Like,
So in a nutshell, it's like a pathway to sin.
it can be, it's a pathway to sin. Like, self-control is something, especially if you know you're not strong enough spiritually. So you're very vulnerable to it turning into an addiction. So I would advise, don't do it at all. Don't explore. But I'm pretty sure there's more to this, and I don't have please
Vast
comment.
knowledge.
Yes, comment. I'm
What you
very open
think,
to learning, because there's usually people have more understanding on certain topics than others.
Yes.
But that's all I can say. Do not give it the chance. Don't even give it the benefit of the doubt. Say, oh, maybe you're different. You're not different, because we're only able to control ourselves because of Jesus Christ in us. So when you give the devil a foothold, you're giving him, come on, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So one thing leads to another. So I'd
And
advise
that's what the
don't do
devil
that.
does. Comes to you and destroy. It
Exactly.
creates avenue for you to do more of what your flesh wants.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you're a Christian out there and you're involved into this, what will you tell them? Where can they draw the line when it comes to sports betting? I'm telling you, there are Christians who believe that it's not a sin. Me, I can't say it's a sin, because I still need to read more and understand from other people's perspective before I can come in terms of my own personal conviction. But where can they draw the line?
It's when it takes the place of the Lord in your heart. Like, when you realize you're thinking about betting, what's happening, when it has become like an idol. Like, it's like gambling. When you start realizing you can't spend 5 minutes without thinking, oh, what teams are playing today so I can bet. Or like you've kind of lost yourself, and that's all you can think about. So when you realize it's taking most of the space in your heart and in your mind, that's where you draw the line.
It becomes an idol.
Exactly, an idol,
Yeah.
where it's taking the place of God in your heart. Or you can't pray because you slept too late because you're watching a game of something you had betted on. Like, one way or another, when you idolize something, it affects your relationship with God. So you draw the line where you realize that, oh, this is taking my time. I
need
don't
to take
even
a
do
step
what
back.
exactly, like, I'm not even doing what I'm supposed to do anymore. I don't have sober thoughts anymore. I'm always thinking about betting.
There are people who literally spend all they have on betting before we still lose.
It's called, exactly.
Imagine taking a big L, bro.
It's so bad, because it even affects your mental health. Like, imagine all your money. You're like, if I remember I won one time, so if I do it just once, if I put all my money, I'm gonna win. No.
There are people who are making a lot of money from that. I'm telling you.
Someone, on the other hand, is making a lot of money from your losses. So,
But please talk to God about this before.
no, honestly, like, I wouldn't. It's one of those things that you really wouldn't, because the Bible doesn't put everything, like, it doesn't put everything there, but everything has a root cause. So, and everything's root cause is in the Bible. The Bible talks about idolatry. It talks about being sober-minded.
Yes.
And if anything you're doing takes away those things, just know that you are going away from the Lord, and it's not right. It's not right. Yeah, so stop betting, guys.
Okay, so let's switch gears for a moment. We've talked about church hurt. We've talked about sports. We talk about what else? Church hurt, sports. But this one is getting deep.
Let's hear it. Let's
get a bit personal, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about mental health, right? Mental health is something that we talk about a lot. We do awareness, advocacy, we talk about self-care. But let me tell you, the truth is, it's easy to talk about it if you're not the one going through it. On that line, how intentional are you with your mental health?
How intentional am I with my mental health? I'm very intentional, because, like, if you know me, I'm a thinker. Everything that goes on in my mind affects everything that I do.
Yeah.
Like my head right here is like my operation center. So like if something goes wrong up here, everything else will be affected. And honestly, I don't take for granted the fact that I am healthy mentally, because I know how it can take a toll on you. I wouldn't say I've been through the extremes, but I've seen how when there's something wrong in your mind, it just messes you up.
Affects your
like
mood and
completely
everything,
your
yeah.
mood, your interaction with people, your perspective on life. Like literally, your whole life changes before your eyes. Not that anything changed. Literally, the changing of your mindset and how you think in your head changes how you see everything. So I'm very intentional about making sure because I think a lot, and every time I see my mood is affected, I'm like, is it something that I thought about? Is it like something that I'm struggling with? Am I tired mentally, which is leading to me maybe acting a certain way? And my biggest mental health doctor is the Lord. Because trust me, if not for the Lord, and I know obviously, like, to some people may be like, please, like, we've prayed to, but genuinely when you seek the Lord in times of distress and like struggling mentally, he will give you rest. Because I cannot think of where I would be if it wasn't for the Lord, like giving, because sometimes you start praying when you're so tired, you're so angry, you're so sorrowful, but then by the time you end prayer, you feel rejuvenated, because there's a scripture that says the joy of the Lord is my strength. There's a joy that God gives you that has nothing to do with what you're going through. Like
that peace,
exactly, that surpasses all understanding. So for me, I'm very intentional about my mental health, because I know what happens up here
affects your mood and everything.
my
That's
mood
good.
and everything. So I make sure I'm always in check, and I try to make sure I'm not the reason someone's mental health is messed up, because a lot of people play parts in people's.
That's true.
Yes, there's taking care of your mental health, but then there's also indirectly taking care of other people's mental health. Like, please don't be the reason why someone doesn't want to go to work, someone doesn't want to go to school, someone doesn't want to talk. Like, please, please, I beg, because I know
stuck in a box.
Exactly. Like, don't be the reason why someone's mental health is at jeopardy with the things you say, the things you do, the way you act towards them. You may literally affect someone's mental health without saying anything. That's the indirect small things that you may do that may affect, because a lot of people are sensitive. Just like, so please, I beg, let's take care of our mental health and make sure we're not affecting other people's
because if the environment is contaminated, you cannot be more productive.
Exactly.
You cannot function well.
And it has a lot to do with the environment. Like, literally, you might think the problem is you, but it's the place you're in, a place that doesn't encourage you to grow, a place that doesn't make you feel like you're worthy. Like, it has a lot to do with the environment. So please, let's work.
Okay, truthfully speaking, are there parts of you that still need healing?
Oh yes. Oh my God, that was such a hard pill to swallow when I realized it. Because every time, even in church, when they would be like, I want to pray for someone who's like this, I'm like, okay, Lord help them, that's not me. But a lot of us are broken and we don't know it. The other day, like, I had a conversation with some people and they're like, we actually need healing. And realizing you need healing is the first step to healing, because you can't go to a doctor if you know you're not sick. And there's areas in my life where I feel like we ignore, and like, me, I'm fine. Like, what? Like, I'm okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. But if you actually trace, you see there's things that you do as a defense mechanism. There's things that you do. That's not who you are. That's just a defense mechanism you built because you were hurt. And you think you're smart, you think you're wise. No, you're just scared. And you're scared of either if it's abandonment, if it's unfaithfulness, if it's not being loved. Like, there's a lot of parts of us we've accepted as us, but those are just simply coping mechanisms we built up because we were scared. So yep, I need healing. It's not one, it's a few.
There are a lot of we are hurting in a lot of ways that we cannot be more vocal about. There are parts of us that are still healing, and please take your mental health seriously. I always talk about this. For me, anything that will bring me
Stress.
that kind of, I will just like, please. Like,
Release
I
me.
can't kill myself. I've been through a lot already. I can't kill myself. That's the reason. As much as I love to dance, right? If I'm not feeling okay, I would not dance. God understands. He loves me way too much to understand that my daughter is not feeling good today. And I may not know a lot, but let me share this. Healing is a process. It does not need pressure. It does not need pretense or the expectation that you have to have it all figured out. It's just about you acknowledging where you are and trusting God through the process. So please, heal.
And also, like, find areas of your life that you feel need healing, because the first key to healing is knowing where you're wounded, because then you'll take care of that wound. You'll be more careful, you'll learn, you'll listen to people, you'll pray to God to heal, because there's a coping mechanism human beings have of ignoring something. So if I ignore it, I'm not going to think about it. But it's like having cancer and ignoring it and ignoring that you have it. It's gonna grow, it's gonna spread, or any other disease, it's gonna spread, or like a virus. If you keep ignoring it, it will keep spreading, and before you know it, it will destroy you. So it's very important to accept and know that yes, I need healing. I'm not perfect, and I am working towards healing. And again, like you said, it's a process. Like, you're not going to heal in 2 seconds. All that you have to do is just be close with the Lord. Stay still as the Lord heals you, because a lot of us like to be all over the place while the Lord is trying to
avoid the pain.
Exactly. It's like when they're injecting you at the hospital. Like, you have to stay still, cry, wail, do whatever you want.
Cry if you have to, shout.
Exactly. Stay still. Let the doctor do what they have to. Because a lot of us are like, God, why I have been hurting in this area of my life so much, but you can't stay still. You're not letting him teach you. You're not letting him heal you. So it's very important to also stay still and let the Lord work. Like, you don't have to do anything. Just
allow him to.
Allow him to.
Instead of you pressuring yourself to heal. Like, before next week, I should be healed from this thing. No, don't rush yourself. Take it easy, okay? So we have had such an insightful conversation.
A lot of topics. I feel like each of these questions can have an episode of its own.
We are just talking on the surface, but this is something that needs a lot of attention, that we need to talk deep about. And mental health is something that we do not really take seriously, especially in Christian spaces. It's okay to be righteous, but what if you're not okay mentally?
Exactly.
What if you're not okay mentally? Okay, so before we come to the close of this, I want to leave you with one final question. What would you say life has taught you recently?
Oh my God, I have so much to say, but there's one thing I've learned recently that, like, so obviously I'm gonna say it in a Christian perspective, but I'm pretty sure anybody, whether you're Christian or not, you can understand. I would say I'm a devout Christian. I love Jesus Christ, and I try to, pursue him as much as I can. It's not easy. However, recently I was in a phase of my journey where I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to pray. I don't want to read my Bible. I'm tired. Like, I don't care. And there's a stage you reach at where you know exactly what you're supposed to do. You know what you're doing wrong, but you can't bring yourself to do it. And I spoke to my friend actually this today, because we usually used to pray at 4 a.m. We paused for a bit and then we resumed it. And we're talking about how what you feed is what grows. Period, point blank.
Yeah.
If you feed your spirit, it's going to grow. If you feed your flesh, it's going to grow. Yeah, and it's a constant battle between your flesh and your spirit.
Yeah.
So, and for me, it happened in the sense that I got busy. Like, I would get busy. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I need to sleep. I'll pray tomorrow. Even when I pray very surface level. And I kind of I removed God as part of my business. And I realized, and I was at such an amazing place spiritually. Like, I felt like I was like in my prime, because, you read the word, you get revelations, you dream dreams, God reveals things to you, like God speaks to you, like, you're like doing great. Like, God is like my child. And it made me realize that no matter where you may be spiritually, like, I don't care if you sleep and you end up in heaven. I don't care if God has shown you what. If you have cast demons out, no matter what level you're at spiritually, if you don't keep on pursuing the Lord and being disciplined, you are gonna end up giving your flesh the like the Jesus Christ. Like your flesh is gonna end up winning, because this is a constant battle between your flesh and your spirit. I'm going to use a parable that God brought to my mind. It's the one that Jesus was talking about, of a man who was rich. He worked hard, and became rich. He had so much money. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to stop working. I'm never going to work again. What I have right now is going to sustain me forever. And Jesus referred to him as a fool, because he was like, what you worked for before is not going to be what is going to sustain you forever and ever. And he talks about how it doesn't matter if you fasted every day last year, you need to fast this year as well. Yeah. Like, your adversary, the enemy, like the devil, is constantly working to fight against you. Your own flesh is constantly working against you. So to sit and think, I used to read the Bible so well, I used to fast, I used to pray, that should be good. So even if I don't pray for a week, those prayers will sustain me. I was like, I saw the point I was at in that phase of my spiritual journey, and where I used to be, I'm like, anything is possible. Even the person who would speak in tongues, you'd find them doing the same things that they used to stop people from doing. Like, this journey is all about consistency, discipline, and the desire to seek the Lord every day. So my biggest lesson is, until your last breath on this earth, seek the Lord every day. That's why God says our daily bread. Mm-hmm. No matter how much bread you got today, you need bread for tomorrow. Yeah. Like, hey, you might think you're in your prime, you can never go back. You will go back if you don't lock in and pray. And because the enemy is working. Yeah. The enemy is working. Imagine it's like a battle. You're on a battlefield. Mm-hmm. Because you had such a big bomb, it bombed and you're just sitting. Kumbe, your enemy is going to come back up, bring more people, and they're going to fight against you. So it's very important to stay locked in, y'all. Like, that was my biggest lesson. I'm still learning, but I was like, y'all need to lock in for real, because before you know it, you'll find yourself down in the trenches when you used to be up there spiritually. Like, moments where scripture used to be so easy for you to interpret, dreams, what. You now feel like you're begging for the same things that you used to get so easily, like some time back. So we need to pray. Let's pray.
Lock it in.
Honestly.
So what is something that you're really, really excited about in this season of your life?
I'm excited to rekindle. I don't want to. Rekindle sounds like my relationship with God died. It's more like I'm ready to pursue God, but with the lessons that I have learned. Because, like, this journey, you learn every single day, and I'm always excited to move on, but knowing better. Because, now I know Satan, now I know this trick of yours, so I know how to, I know how to counterattack it. So I'm very excited to fight against the enemy, because now I know how it can get. I'm ready to fight. I'm very excited. I'm excited.
Because Satan ain't playing, bro.
I'm actually not playing. Like,
he's not, and we are not as well.
He's not either, by the way. Like, the devil
Satan doesn't have a birthday.
He doesn't relax. He doesn't rest. So every time, like, really, God reminds you, like, you actually need to lock in, because the enemy doesn't rest, and you need to, like, read your word and get your
lion.
Mm-hmm. Moving around waiting to devour his next victim. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm always excited to pursue the Lord. I mean, when you're in that season, it's always not the best, because you feel so down. You feel like you're letting God down. You're letting yourself down. Like, I can't have come this far. Like, I know these things. Like, why am I acting this way? But praise God for his grace and mercy, that he always redeems us. He brings us back. We're so helpless that we need the Lord to pursue the Lord. Imagine asking God, help me love you. Like, that sounds so crazy. Like, what do you mean you need my help to seek me, you know? But that's where his children, and he's always ready and willing
just
to help
babies.
Us. I know. Just a baby.
I didn't compliment you today, but I like your makeup and outfit.
Thank you.
Are you shy?
I'm shy. Tutorial coming soon.
All right. So I want to give you the opportunity to ask me just one question. You didn't see that coming?
No. But oh my God, I have so many questions. I always have so many questions. But I have a question that teaches a lesson. Someone asked it to me, and I feel like I should ask it to other people. Okay. What do you think God thinks about when he thinks of you? Yeah. It makes you think a lot.
Yes, it makes you think a lot. At this point, right? in as much as I don't want to get so comfortable with the fact that I'm in my soft girl era, but my aim is to make God proud. So, for now, what I think,
Like when God thinks of
when God
Marty.
think of me, is He's proud. He's proud of how far I've come. Like all of those obstacles, the pain, and everything. I mean, there are some times you will feel down for a bit, but with the help of God, I was able to get up again. So I want to believe that He thinks that
He's proud
He's
of
proud of me.
And
I'm
the
so
reason,
grateful for that.
yeah, I love that because when someone asks me that, they say what you answer says a lot about what you think about God.
Yeah.
Because if you say I feel like God is disappointed in me, I feel like God doesn't like me, it makes you see that you think of God as such a harsh
Yeah.
God, so
He's
I'm
not.
glad that you think that God is proud of you, because then you know we have a God who is proud, who appreciates our efforts and who appreciates how far we've come. So I love that. I love that. You think
because
well of
God
you.
has seen me in ways. He has seen versions of me that I was even surprised. Right? And you know that I know people say marriage amplifies your attitudes and everything, but God, even now I'm not married, but God has seen the worst part of me. Like
He's seen it all.
Yo,
I know, it's so funny because all you can
that's
do
why
is laugh.
whenever I'm praying, I just tell you, like, God, you are so good. Like, you're a good father. Like, you have seen me in my worst stage. You have seen me do a lot of things, but you are still here. Like,
exactly.
That
like
makes
you
me
never left.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm the one who left, but you stayed with me.
You are there. You are faithful. Like, oh my God, I can't get tired praising God. Oh my God.
Honestly, God, like if you don't know the Lord, please get to know Him, because trust me, we're not crazy, we're not delusional. There's situations in your life that you see and you know, if it wasn't for the Lord,
Yes.
like honestly, like trust me, let me tell you,
I'm telling
like,
you,
if it wasn't for the Lord, I'd be so cooked. Like if it wasn't for God alone to come down here on earth and save me from this, only God had to do it. So when you see people like are passionate about the Lord, trust me, they know where God brought them from.
Yeah.
Like it's not sir.
When I reflect on my past, I'd be like, I was able to heal from that issue have been God, because on my own I can't do it. I was so hurting to the extent, like, even suicidal thoughts there was like a daily bread. Like every day you want to kill yourself. But the fact that I was able to heal from that particular thing, like, thank you, Lord. All I can say is thank you, Yahweh.
Honestly, like that's actually all you can say, because I don't know what
we don't know what to say.
Like I'm out of words. God is good.
Okay, guys, we have come to the end of today's episode.
Unfortunately.
You're enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
I want to wholeheartedly appreciate our special guest. Thank you so much, Drucella.
Thank you.
Drucella or Drucilla?
Drucella.
That is like an American name. Okay, thank you so much for your time, for being willing, to share your experience and thoughts with us. And if you are watching, you are listening, please don't forget, God help me, to subscribe, like, comment, share this episode with your friends and family. Do you want to say something before we close?
Seek the Lord. Like we talked about so many things, but overall, hear from the Lord yourself, and that can only happen when you seek Him. Seek the Lord. Honestly, you're not too dirty, you're not too sinful. Please, that man did not come on earth and to die, to suffer, only for you to think small thing will make you go away from Him. So please seek the Lord. Seek the Lord. Seek Him with your whole heart. There's a scripture that says, when you seek me, you will find me, because you will seek me with your whole heart. So when everything else fails, know that God is there to your rescue.
All right. Yes. And just to add up, please, your sin should never stop you from being locked in with God. All right. With that being said, bye. Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye.